living in the moment and not being a hostage to our past, and not having one foot in our future and one foot in our past, and actually being here today. And so I know that living in the moment is a hot topic on articles, videos, with life coaches, spiritual gurus. I know it's a hot topic and it's been discussed many times. So I am actually going to try to approach it a little differently, or at least give a little bit of different insight, just to try to reach the people that haven't understood the concept yet. So I'm going to make a bold statement here, and I am going to go as far as saying that living in the moment, being in the present moment, is actually the cure-all. And what I mean by that is anxiety, depression, pain, unworthiness, trust, eating habits, neglect, suffering. All of that is cured if you build the habit of being in the present moment every day. Crazy, right? And it's because, if you think about it, when you're thinking about your future and where you want to go and that you're not there, you always think, I'm not there yet. How are you going to get there? What about all these things that's going to happen from preventing me from get there? That builds anxiety, it builds depression, it builds low self-esteem, because then you start comparing yourself to others. Then you start comparing, well, you know what? 10 years ago, I thought I'd be there by now. I'm not where I want to be. And then when you're living in the past, you think about all the mistakes you made, all the people you've hurt, all the stupid stuff you've done, and then you replay it over and over, and that lowers your self-esteem, it lowers your confidence, it lowers your self-worth, because you keep replaying the same stuff that brought you down in the first place. And when I say even eating, if you're overweight, if you eat too much, if you eat unhealthy, if you think about it, when we eat, most of the time aren't present. We're not, and what I mean by present is actually taste the food, actually feel the fork and the spoon go in your mouth and feel you chew your food and swallow. Most of us are thinking about work or kids or family or money or problems or what we're doing this weekend when we're eating. It's like our time to escape reality, really. But if you're present and you're focused on what you're doing when you're eating, you are going to realize when you're full much more quicker. Not only that, if you're present when you're eating chocolate or a cookie or something and you know that you don't want to eat that kind of stuff, well, you're going to have an overwhelming feeling of what you're doing, and it's going to stop you in your tracks. So that's why I'm saying all of it, all of the stuff that brings us sadness and suffering is all linked to being in the past or being in the future. But what really is the sad thing about not being in the present moment is that whatever it is, when you're in that moment, whatever it is you're thinking about, if you're thinking about something in the future, you're gonna be doing that anyway when you get to that point. So that moment you're in right now, you're missing out on it. You're missing out on life. Because the process is life. It's not where we're headed to or us reaching our goals. It's the process of it. So you're missing out on life thinking about something that you're going to get to anyway. Like, for example, let's say you have a job interview at 5 o'clock today, and you're sitting here thinking about what is going to happen at that interview at 5 o'clock. Well, then you're going to get to 5 o'clock and you're going to be at that interview. So you're going to be doing it anyway. But that means you're missing what's going on right now. So living in the moment is cure all. Being present is cure all. Now, I'm not saying that there's some chemical imbalances in our brain where medicine could help. But I do say There's a lot of countries and a lot of people who don't have access to medicine. And they're able to get up out of bed, they're able to go get their water, they're able to go get their food, they're able to take care of their kids, and they're able to get out of bed. Unlike our culture, a lot of times if we don't have the medicine, we can't even get out of bed. Well, in those cultures, they have no choice but living in the moment. There's really nothing else going on either. So it has forced them to build the habit of being in the moment. So what I'm saying is, not all depression and not all life's tragedies are linked to chemical imbalances. And we could actually cure it by just not thinking about the past or thinking about the future. Now, I know you're like, okay, that's great, but how do you do it? Easier said than done, right? Right. I lived like 30 years living in the past or the future. And so finally, I could tell you that it is possible, even for the people that have the biggest, that are in the biggest mind prison possible, because I was in a prison in my own mind. My mind controlled everything I did, everything about me. I couldn't even go on a date because my mind would think about everything that would happen at that date before I would even get there. And I would have so much anxiety and depression before I even showed up that I would just be awkward and weird and just like this, really just unstable. So this is coming from someone where my mind controlled me because it just went on all day, 24/7. My thoughts would never turn off. And it was always about worrying about something. Oh, I'm not where I should be. I'm 30, I'm 29 years old, and I don't have this, I don't have that, and I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Or, oh my God, I was so stupid to do that. I was so embarrassing. I can't believe I spoke up in front of people like that, or I said that thing to people. I literally live like that, okay? So, what worked for me is obviously you take baby steps, it's step by step, but all it is, being present and living in the moment, all it is a habit. So create a habit out of it. And to start, a good way to start is by taking a walk. Go for a walk, a half an hour walk every day. Commit to a half an hour walk every day. On this walk, commit to paying attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the leaves. Why do you think I walk every day? I don't come here for exercise. I come here to pay attention to nature. So it does three things for me. It gives me exercise, it lets me be in the moment, and it also lets me connect with nature. But that's a whole different video. But when you go on this walk, pay attention to every leaf. Pay attention to the ground. Pay attention to the sticks, the bugs, the birds chirping. That practice calms your mind. And once you calm your mind, you're able to be in the present. So start with just a half an hour walk every day, but don't bring your phone, don't listen to music, don't bring a friend. Go by yourself and pay attention to your surroundings. Now that's the easiest way to start being in the moment. Now, if you want to go to another level, start meditating. Now, you could start meditating at 5 minutes a day. That's it, 5 minutes a day. It will calm your mind so much that all of a sudden, it's like, you're gonna feel almost like brain dead. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, does my brain still even work? Because it's so calm and still and no voices are going on. It's just quiet and still and just like so peaceful that I even have to, sometimes I catch myself even trying to force myself to worry about something because I feel like it's not right to not worry. It's crazy. So start with 5 minutes a day. And if you want me to do a video on meditation, I could do that. Let me know. Now, so we have walking, but paying attention to your surroundings. We have meditation. And then there's two more things you could do. One is I set my alarm. My alarm goes off a couple times a day, and it says be present, because a lot of times we fall asleep, not literally, but we fall asleep mentally. And so we start thinking and we don't remember to be present. So if you have reminders, people could say like use a piece of paper or whatever, but really we're really active and we're out. We don't have sticky notes on us. So set your alarm that says be present. Every time that alarm goes off, be present. Drop what you're thinking and be in the moment. Pay attention to your surroundings. I got lost here. I'm at a dead end. But what a beautiful park, huh? It is my favorite. But I had one last tip to be present. Remind yourself throughout the day. Any chance you get, if you catch yourself thinking about something in the past or the future, tell yourself, like actually speak it out loud. Or if not, you could say it inward, but say, oh, Denette, you're thinking about the past again. Drop it. Be present. And then just be present. So remind yourself, talk to yourself. You are your best friend. You are your mother. You are your father. You are your lover. You are all you need. So why aren't you talking to yourself? So those are my tips to be in the moment. And like I said, this is coming from someone who lived in a mental cage, prison. My mind controlled me. Anyway, thank you for making the reviews. When you guys tell me how I have added value to your life, it inspires me to keep going. I want to do this forever. I want to do this full time. So if you know anyone that could get value out of these videos or my work or my insight, please share, comment on it. Let them know so that I could possibly do this full time to help people. If you know anybody that could benefit from my teachings, I have an 8-week course. Let people know about it. Thank you for sharing. And thank you, Tim, for choosing this topic. It's a topic I've been wanting to do for a long time also.